just for funsies. Hey friends, welcome back to Creator Best Life for a brand new video. I'm Kimani, and today I'm switching things up a little bit again in yet another Write With Me. You guys have been with me for Write With Me's in the past, and they have been fun. I've enjoyed them, I've had a good time, and I hope you have as well. So today I'm talking about AI and also bringing to you guys more updates on the MUSES story that we were talking about last year. Don't hate me, don't hate me. I know I've been busy, but I have been producing projects. It's some stuff that's gonna be on your screen soon. Fingers crossed. Like, some of them are done and we've had premieres. So I'm just really excited for all that has happened and all that is to come. And I will continue to update you guys on my journey as I can share things. But just know that I'm really, really excited and happy to be here with you guys. And with that said, you already know what I'm gonna invite you to do. If you like these videos, enjoy yourself, you're jiving with the content, especially Write With Me's, hit the like button. Please share with a friend who would be interested. And most importantly, if you are new here, hit the subscribe button so you let me know that you are having a good time here. I'd love to have you join the fam. Now let's get into the Write With Me. So first and foremost, before we really get into the nitty gritty, I stand with the WGA. No, I am not in it yet, because I intend to be one day soon, hopefully next year. We're gonna see. I don't know. I would love to be on a show, but I just needed to make sure that I said that, because I definitely don't want it to be misconstrued that I'm advocating for AI to be used in films, because I know it's a negative, it has a negative impact on the livelihood of screenwriters, which is why the writers are currently striking, partially. And so I just wanted to make sure that y'all know that I'm standing with y'all. I intend to be one of y'all. And I hope that AI can be used as a tool to enhance a writer's abilities and skills, as opposed to getting rid of us and, taking away from what we can make for our income and providing for our families and our lives, So with that being said, I want to talk about what AI I used and also the pros and cons that I experienced while using it. So the AI program that I used was Canva. I didn't really want to get into ChatGPT, even though a friend of mine had suggested I use that, but I had started using Canvas for other things outside of screenwriting. I was really hesitant just because of the writer's strike, and I wanted to be, in solidarity with everybody, and also just because I wasn't really interested in it, just because, sorry, there's a cat in the background. It's almost time for dinner, but not quite. So anyways, I was very hesitant about using it just because I wanted to be in solidarity with everybody, and because I thought that it would make me a lazy writer. I thought that it would hinder me in terms of making me think about other people's ideas instead of generating my own, and it would be hard to differentiate which ideas were mine versus theirs. I don't know why I thought that, because you still have to watch a lot of movies and read a lot of scripts to do that. So that's why I felt like that's a pro, because you get to go through the outline that it generates, and then you get to see all the ideas that other people have used, which is how they generated the outline. And then you get to dissect it, figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then seriously go in and add all of the specific details that you need for your story to work. And it is not easy. It is not something that you can just take as your own. It is not something that is going to completely make your job easier. But what I will say is that it makes it go a little bit faster, in that you have your format. You don't have to think about that. It does the formatting for you, kinda. You also have the freedom to add bits and pieces of what you like and what you don't like, and then use those examples to create more original ideas. And we all know that there aren't really original ideas anymore. You can just put your own spin on stuff, and some stuff might make it great. And we know that, who was that? Was that Virgil who passed away, the fashion designer? He said 3%, even if you add 3% of something new or different to an idea, it makes it a brand new idea. I'll have to find it and I'll put it up here somewhere. However, I think that it is great to use as a tool for that. Now, a con, obviously, it can make you lazy. It's a slippery slope to plagiarism. I don't think that you should just use it outright and then claim it as your own, because none of it is original. It's taken from everyone else's work. So I think that it can be dangerous in terms of the artist's integrity, and I also think that it's obviously dangerous to use on a broader scale, just because it takes away from overall ingenuity and creativity, because it's just going off of other ideas and not even expounding on it. It's literally just taking bits and pieces of other ideas and splicing it together. It'll just end up making it so that every movie is the same. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm someone that is over the remakes, over the IP, unless it's, you know, something like Children of Blood and Bone. Like, I'm cool with book adaptations. That's fine. I'm cool with like podcasts. I'm cool with like turning poems into stories and whatnot. That's fine. But I'm tired of seeing 13 Cinderellas, and I'm tired of seeing Beauty and the Beast all over again. I'm tired of seeing, y'all gonna hate me, I don't want to see another Color Purple. I think the original was great. I think that the live musical was amazing. I went to that in Chicago, but I think it's okay to let that one go. I think it's totally fine. Musicals, sure, okay with it, but I don't think we need to keep making the same movie over and over and over and over again, including the reboots of TV shows. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's talk about where we left off in the Muses. So in our last video, which I will link up here and in the description box below, we talked about our world, what we wanted in our outline, generally speaking, how we wanted the storyline to go, who our characters are, what their world looked like, why are they going on their journey, what is their inciting incident, what was their life like before, did they hate their lives, were they having a good time, like what forced them to embark on this journey. I thought long and hard about that, and we discussed it a lot in the last video, which turned out really, really great. So we talked about who their antagonists would be, and we were thinking Hades, we were thinking like Earth. So basically, to do a full brief recap, we have our muses from Hercules. There are 5 of them. We know and love them. We talked about them, and they each have their gifts, and they are sick and tired of being the entertainment of Mount Olympus. So they want to broaden their horizons. They want to share their gifts with Earth, with the world. So they try to leave Mount Olympus, end up on Earth, and they find out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not. We know this. It's ghetto here. So now all of the stars have wiped away from their eyes, and they're trying to figure out how to get back home. Just like Hercules did, he was trying to get back home. So they've got an antagonist, they've got these gifts that they're trying to share with the world, and they feel unappreciated here, and it's not so much individualism, everyone wants to be the same, in fact everyone wants to be them, stuff like that. With that said, in intertwining the use of AI with that, I used Canva's AI to create a screenplay outline by just adding a few words, which was really just a very long run-on sentence of creating this world based on a rearranged log line, I should say, that we have. And I can show you what that looks like. So basically, this is my fan fiction short film that I'm trying to create. It's been a good time, and this is the 5-act outline structure that the AI has generated for me, including what I fed to it. So what I fed to it was, write a screenplay outline about the 5 muses from Disney's Hercules who journey to Earth to live out their dreams but realize that it's not what they had in mind. Created 5 acts for me, very great, and it kind of, because of what I fed it so they can generate this outline, it's pretty good in terms of what I was envisioning for the outline, which is kind of crazy. And I should say that I put in several different prompts for this AI to generate different screenplays, and it's spot on in terms of what I had in mind for my project. And I also did projects that have already been on screen. Okay, I'll use one of mine for example. The Fortunate screenplay that I was telling you guys about, which is supposed to be a pilot, and I told you guys it was about this young woman who ends up having special powers. Her fortunes from the fortune cookie keeps coming true. Life gets crazy and she's got to figure out, you know, how to use these powers for good, basically. And so I wrote down an outline, worked with y'all on that. We had a write with me about that. And each act was spot on to what I had, which is crazy. So I tried it with another project. I have this animated film that I want to write. It's about art. And it's very much so giving like Toy Story meets The Brave Little Toaster type of situation. I'm having a good time with it. I've never written for animation before, but it's basically the same. And it's very spot on to what I had in mind for that story as well. And I'm sure it's pulling from like Toy Story, like Brave Little Toaster, anything Disney pretty much. And I was pleasantly surprised. So all that to say, like, I'm just excited to try this out, see what works, see what doesn't work. But anyways, back to the Muses. What I can say is that this outline is pretty good considering, and let's just talk it through a little bit. So Act 1, we have our 5 Muses. We talked about this. They're at Mount Olympus. They're performing, doing the singing, doing the dancing. Mind you, they all have their individual gifts. The 5 of them have individual gifts. So they are interested in taking their show on the road, and one of them wants to be a solo act. There can only be one Beyonce, and you know, they're trying to figure out who their next Beyonce is. So Act 2, they end up in Earth, or on Earth, however you want to put it, and they encounter various challenges. Calliope struggles to become a famous singer. Cleo fails to publish her novel. Melpomene is unhappy with her acting gigs. Terpsichore's dance career hits a dead end, and Talia's comedy routine falls flat. Now, I think that this is great. Like, Act 2 is perfection. Obviously, I'm not going to keep it the same way. I'm going to go into it and change it, but I just thought that that was an awesome, you know, foundation for what to use for it. And of course, this isn't a project that I'm actually going to use anywhere. This is kind of like a spec, I should say, kind of. So moving into Act 3, as they continue to pursue their individual dreams, the Muses begin to realize that Earth is not what they had in mind, obviously. They miss their home on Mount Olympus and the divine inspiration that comes with it. They also realize that their individual pursuits have caused a rift between them. So they're fighting. We knew that was going to happen. We needed some kind of conflict. Act 4, the Muses come together to reflect on their experiences and realize that true inspiration comes from within. Cute, heartfelt. They decide to use their collective talents to inspire others and create a musical that celebrates the power of creativity and self-expression. Now, I love that. I think that's cute. I don't think that that works for the way that I want the story to go in terms of now they're going to create a musical. That's exactly what they were tired of doing in Mount Olympus. I almost said in heaven. Basically same thing for Greek mythology. So I think that it's great. I'm not going to use that part though. I would love for them to do something else instead of creating a musical. Maybe instead of they love to do it, they're kind of forced into it. I don't know. I'll think about that. And obviously I'm going to share what that looks like. But yeah, it's going to be different from Act 4 of what they have. And moving into Act 5, the Muses return to Mount Olympus, having learned valuable lessons about themselves and the true meaning of inspiration. They share their newfound wisdom with their fellow gods and continue to inspire humans from afar. Now, I think that that's really cute. I loved it. Like I said, I'm not going to keep everything the same. However, I think that it's a great building block just for funsies. So while we're here together, I guess we can talk a little bit about switching out some stuff that happens in the acts. And then next time, we'll talk about the final outline, and I will hopefully have written the first draft of the script, and I'll share that with y'all. So Act 1, the 5 muses from Mount Olympus are bored with their monotonous life and long to experience something new. I think that it should start with like a montage of the muses performing every night the same act. Someone talks about them doing the same thing for all eternity. And also mentions how much fun Hercules has down on Earth. So now they're like, well, how come my brother gets to have a good time, but we don't get to have a good time? Okay, next for Act 2. Upon arrival, the muses encounter various challenges. Calliope struggles to become a famous singer. So I think that Act 2 is perfect, and then I can add in different what their roadblocks actually are specifically. And then for Act 3, as they continue to pursue their individual dreams, the muses begin to realize that Earth is not what they had in mind, and they miss their home. So I think that they should just be struggling artists. Okay, the camera cut out, but I think that it should lean more on them not seeking outside validation instead of inspiration. They can still be a group, but maintain their individuality. And then Act 5, the muses return to Mount Olympus. So I gotta figure out how they get back to Mount Olympus, because I think, okay, so in Act 1, like I said, they enlist Hades' help to get to Earth with a potion, like he had with Hercules, like we said before. Act 3, they attempt to get back home, but Hades has created a roadblock for them. And in Act 4, they finally figure out what they need to get back home. In Act 5, they actually do figure out how to get back home and make it. And then they learn their lessons, and I think that'll be cute. So obviously this is a rough outline, and I'm going to seriously delve into it, do our whole beats, and then write it out. But I think this is gonna be good. So that's my experience with using Canva's AI tool for the first time to create a screenplay outline. I don't intend to do this all the time, but this is only for fun. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. And I'm excited to continue working on the muses, and I want to finally finish it so I can move on to another story, because some of y'all have requested other story ideas, and I want to get to those. And it's just nice to, you know, flex the muscles, try something different, create a little fan fiction, have a good time. And so if you guys enjoyed this, like I said at the beginning, give me a like, give me a share, hit the subscribe button. And I would love to have you join me in the next video, considering that I'm going to keep these up and we're going to have so much fun, and you don't want to miss out. So until next time, guys, bye. Something. What do you want to see?